how close to the Klingon outpost will become if we continue on our present course.
1 parsec, sir. Close enough to smell them.
That is illogical, Ensign. Odors cannot travel the vacuum of space.
I was making a little joke, sir.
Extremely little, Ensign.
Captain, I'm picking up a subspace distress call. Priority 1 channel. It's from Station K7.
Go to warp factor 6.
Code 1 emergency. That's a disaster call.
This is a red alert. Man your battle stations. All hands.
But there's nothing there. Just the station.
The channel's open, sir.
Space Station K7, this is Captain Kirk of the Enterprise. What is your emergency?
This is Mr. Lurie, manager of K7. I must apologize for the distress call.
Mr. Lurie, you issued a priority 1 distress call. State the nature of your emergency.
Well, perhaps you better beam down and I'll try to explain.
You'll try to explain? You'd better do more than that. Kirk out. Mr. Lurie, if there is no emergency, why did you issue a priority 1 distress call?
That was my order, Captain.
This is Niles Baris. He's out from Earth to take charge of the development project of Sherman's planet.
Now I want all the available security guards around the storage compartments.
Storage compartments? Storage compartments?
The storage compartments containing the quadro-triticale.
What? What is quadro-triticale? Wheat? Wheat? So what?
Quadro-triticale is not wheat, Captain. Of course, I wouldn't expect you or Mr. Spock to understand such things. Quadro-triticale is a rather...
Triticale is a high-yield grain, a 4-lobed hybrid of wheat and rye. A perennial also, I believe. Its root grain, triticale, can trace its ancestry all the way back to 20th century Canada.
Mr. Spock, you've made your point.
Quadro-triticale is the only earth grain that grows on Sherman's planet. We have several tons of it here on the station. It's very important that it makes it to Sherman's planet safely. Mr. Baris thinks that there may be Klingon agents who try to sabotage it.
This is the only earth grain that is going to be able to take over the native plants on Sherman's planet. How else can we make them dependent upon us if it does not get there?
Mr. Baris, you summoned the Enterprise without an emergency. You'll take full responsibility for it.
What do you mean?
Misuse of the priority 1 channels is a Federation offense.
I did not misuse the priority 1 channel. I want that grain protected.
Captain, couldn't you at least post a couple of guards? We do have a lot of ships passing through. It would seem a logical precaution, Captain. The Sherman's planet affair is of extreme importance to the Federation.
May I hold it?
What is it? Why, lovely lady, it's a tribble.
Oh, it's adorable.
Only the sweetest creature known to man, excepting, of course, for your lovely self.
Oh, it's purring.
It's only saying that it likes you.
Are you selling them? Well, let me see. Figure a reasonable markup for a reasonable profit. Let's say 10 credits.
Why, it's my sample and I'll do with it as I please, and I am pleased to give it to the lovely lady.
I couldn't, could I?
I insist.
Oh. Admiral FitzPatrick, I'd like to place a complaint about Captain Kirk not taking quadro-triticale seriously. Sensors are picking up a Klingon battlecruiser rapidly approaching the station.
Go to red alert. Notify Mr. Lurie. What's the position of the Klingon ship?
100 kilometers off this station. It's just sitting there.
Captain, I have Mr. Lurie.
Put him on visual.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Lurie, there's a Klingon warship hanging 100 kilometers off your station.
I don't think the Klingons are planning to attack us.
Why not?
Because at this moment, the captain of the Klingon ship is sitting right here in my office.
Cancel red alert.
Security, cancel red alert.
Are you running a nursery, Lieutenant?
Oh, Captain, I hadn't intended to, but the Tribble had other plans.
Did you get this at the space station?
Yes, sir. A curious creature, Captain. Its trilling seems to have a tranquilizing effect on the human nervous system. I, of course, am immune to its effects.
Yes, Mr. Baris. What can I do for you?
Kirk, this station is swarming with Klingons.
I was not aware, Mr. Baris, that 12 Klingons constitutes a swarm.
Captain Kirk, there are Klingon soldiers on this station. Now I want you to keep that grain safe.
Mr. Baris, I have guards around the grain. I have guards around the Klingons. The only reason those guards are there is because Starfleet wants them there. As for what you want, it has been noted and logged. Kirk.
All you men going on shore leave, stay in groups. Avoid trouble with the Klingons.
I'll tell them before they go, sir.
Aren't you going on shore leave, Scotty?
Why, no, sir.
I want you to go on shore leave. Make sure that everybody stays out of trouble.
But, Captain.
Aye, sir.
When are you going to get off that milk diet, lad? This is vodka. Where I come from, that's soda pop. This is a drink for a man. Scotch? Aye. I never liked Earthers. They remind me of regular bloodworms. That slime ball. Forget it. I just remembered. There is one Earthman who doesn't remind me of regular bloodworm. That's Kirk. Regular bloodworms are soft and shapeless. Kirk may be a tin-plated, overbearing, swaggering dictator with delusions of godhood, but he isn't soft.
Easy, lad. You ought to be more forgiving.
That's right. And even if I did think Kirk was a Denebian slime devil, that would be my opinion.
Don't do it, mister. That's an order.
You heard what he called the captain.
It's not worth fighting for. Big enough to take a few insults now. Drink your drink.
Of course, I'd say the Captain Kirk deserves his ship. Oh, the Enterprise, we like it. We really, really do. That sagging old rust bucket, designed like a garbage scow. Half the quadrant knows it. That's why they're learning to speak Klingon. Mr. Scott!
Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
You're right. I should. I didn't mean to say the Enterprise should be hauling away garbage. I meant to say that the Enterprise should be hauled away as garbage.
I want to know who threw the first punch. Scotty, you were supposed to prevent trouble.
Aye, Captain.
Who threw the first punch, Scotty?
I did, Captain.
You did, Mr. Scott? What caused it, Scotty?
They insulted us, sir.
Must have been some insult.
It was.
You threw the first punch?
Chekhov wanted to, but I held him back.
You held Why did Chekhov want to start a fight?
Well, the Klingons, sir. Is this off the record?
No, this is not off the record.
Well, Captain, the Klingons called you a tin-plated, overbearing, swaggering dictator with delusions of godhood.
Is that all?
No, sir. They also compared you to a Denevian slime devil.
I see.
And then they said that you were...
I get the picture, Scotty.
Aye, sir.
After they said all this, that's when you hit the Klingons.
No, sir.
No?
No, I didn't. You told us to avoid trouble.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't see it was worth fighting about. We are big enough to take a few insults now, aren't we?
What was it that started the fight?
They called the Enterprise a garbage scow. Sir.
I see. And that's when you hit the Klingons.
Yes, sir.
You hit the Klingons because they insulted the Enterprise and not because they...
Well, sir, this was a matter of pride.
All right, Scotty. You're dismissed. Oh, Scotty, you're confined to quarters until further notice.
Sir. Thank you, sir. This will give me a chance to catch up on my technical journals. The Tribbles are breeding. If we don't get them off this ship, we're going to be hip deep in them. The nearest thing I can figure is that they're born pregnant. Seems to be quite a time saver. Reproducing at will, and whew, do they have a will?
Captain, I'm forced to agree with the doctor. I've been running computations, and the figures are taking an alarming direction. They're consuming supplies and returning nothing.
I want these tribbles off my ship. I don't care if it takes every man we've got. I want these tribbles off my ship.
They're into the machinery, all right. They're probably in all the other food processors, too.
How?
Probably through one of the air vents.
Captain, there are events of that type on the space station.
Well, Captain, I must be going. There's something I want to show you. Are you aware of the penalty for transporting animals proven harmful to Federation life?
Captain, one little trouble isn't harmful. Captain, you wouldn't do a thing like that to me, would you? Would you?
The penalty is 20 years in a rehabilitation colony.
Captain Kirk, friend, surely we can come to some sort of a mutual understanding. My troubles haven't been that much trouble, have they?
There is one thing you can do.
Yes?
Pick up every tribble on the station. If you do that, I'll speak to Mr. Lurie about getting your spaceship back.
Captain, Starfleet was able to divert that freighter.
Good. That means that Sherman's planet will only get their quadro-triticale a few weeks late. I don't see any tribbles around here.
Well, Captain, you won't find a tribble on this entire ship.
Bones, how did you do it?
I cannot take credit for another man's work. Scotty did it.
Scotty, where are the tribbles?
Oh, Captain, it was really Mr. Spock's recommendation.
Of course. Spock.
Based on computer analysis, of course, taking into account the possibilities.
Gentlemen, I don't want to interrupt this mutual admiration society, but I'd like to know where the tribbles are.
Tell him, Spock.
Well, it was Mr. Scott who performed the actual engineering.
Mr. Scott, where are the tribbles?
I used the transporter, Captain.
You used the transporter. Where did you transport them, Scott? You didn't transport them into space, did you?
Captain Kirk, that'd be inhuman.
Where are they?
I gave them a good home, sir.
Where?
I gave them to the Klingons, sir.
You gave them to the Klingons?
Aye, sir. Right before they went into warp, I transported the whole kit and caboodle into their engine room, where there'll be no trouble at all.
Captain to bridge.
Spock here.
Any signs of life?
Negative.
You tried all hailing frequencies.
Affirmative.
Half the department heads meet me on the bridge.
Already standing by.
The mission of the Enterprise is to seek out and contact alien life, alien life, alien life, alien life.
Captain to bridge.
Spock here.
Any signs of life?
Negative.
Have you tried all hailing frequencies?
Affirmative.
Half the department heads meet me on the bridge.
Already standing by.
Transfer of data is complete.